We're live.
The stream is live. Hello, 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 hello. This is Denise McWhorter. I'm your chief event organizer, and I'm coming to you today live with my friend Laura Greta Richards. Laura is a mom of 3 grown children, a mother-in-law, and a fur mom to her cat Peaches. During her time of healing after her divorce, she uncovered the lies that she had made or had lived with being married to a narcissist who was emotionally abusing her. On her journey, she has learned to read the warning signs of emotional abuse, gaslighting, narcissism, and helps women to understand emotional abuse. She created her podcast to give women a platform to share their dark stories. She hopes to bring hope to others so that they know they are not alone and help them see healing is possible. So, welcome, Laura. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
I just think that there's a lot of us out there that have things going on in our lives that, whether it's personal, whether it's a business relationship, things happen, things change, people, come in your life for a season or a reason or a lifetime.
Yep.
And I think that your podcast is wonderful in helping us understand that we come out of it with knowledge and
Yes.
an experience that are ours.
Yes. Well, thank you for saying that. That's what I've decided to do is use my experience of being in a toxic relationship to move forward. And all this information that I've learned, we can definitely use it in the workplace and in our business relationships, our family relationships, things like that. Unfortunately, there's toxic relationships all around us.
Yes, they all are. So tell us, what is like the definition, or what do you see as a toxic relationship?
Usually, toxic relationships, and I do have a definition, but toxic relationships are usually where it's one-sided and you don't have a mutual respect, where maybe one person does not get to say their thing that they want. Maybe they don't have one person is not getting their needs met. And so oftentimes that's what ends up being a toxic relationship. So if I'm having a relationship with you, even as a friend, and it's always about you, it's never about me, you're never asking about me, and maybe you're even telling me that I need to be a certain way to continue being in a relationship with you, that becomes toxic because we're not having a mutual respect. And so
Uh,
that's when things are toxic. If it's always about the other person only, then that feels very disrespectful to one party. The other party probably feels great.
yeah, the one giving all the advice and not use it themselves.
Right.
So, are there any signs of a potentially toxic relationship?
Yes, for sure. We're looking at things like, you might feel disrespected, your needs aren't being met, and maybe you don't even feel heard. You have a hard time even communicating your wants and needs because you know that other person, you get to a point where the other person for sure is going to shut you down or tell you you have to do it my way. Sort of, you get the feeling, even if it's not said, of kind of the my way or the highway kind of feeling, which we've all been in those. I feel like we've all been in these kind of situations, especially in workplaces. And we can just call this, our small businesses a workplace, where you have a boss or a mentor or something where you're not meshing because it's very much your way, their way, or the highway. And that's hard because you're a person that has value, should be listened to.
You're right.
You maybe feel like you give more than you get, and you don't feel valued, things like that. You start maybe getting bitter or resentful of the other person, and that's really hard, where especially if you have someone who's, say, a mentor, a boss, something like that, and you, rather than feeling like it's a good fit, you feel resentful of that person. So these are really some signs that you should be looking out for, to say, like, this is not a good relationship, this feels toxic to me.
Okay, sounds good. I think you know what you're talking about. So, are there any impacts to somebody's life that they can actually recognize?
Yeah. You are going to feel anxious. And maybe when you have to go into a meeting with that person, if you're being mentored, in our small businesses, we often have an upline. We have someone that's mentoring us. Maybe we're taking classes from people, and you start to feel anxious about going to those classes or talking to that person. You start to feel stressed out about things, and you start to lose really your joy for maybe even your business, because especially if you're working, like, say, directly with an upline who's toxic, who's like, oh, I have to deal with you today. you know I could be working my business. This was said to somebody recently. I could be working my business, but instead I have to help you. you know, those There's people are out there, whether they're, I mean, they might be your upline and you might think, oh, I signed up under this person, they're great. Not everyone's a leader. Just because they know
True.
what just because they know what they're talking about doesn't make them a leader. And so if you're feeling really negative, stressed out about going to these meetings or having discussions, then yeah, you might be in a toxic relationship. And they they are the ones that are toxic, because you shouldn't be feeling that way about something. You know what it feels like when you're around those people who bring you life, right? Those people that you love
Yes.
talking to, those people that you're just like, oh, I just love talking to that person because they give me such great ideas and they're really encouraging me in my business. But you know what it feels like when people aren't doing that. And that's a bummer. Those are toxic people. Ah.
Yeah. So it's okay to actually tell people you can fire your upline and still work with the company and the products.
Seriously, you really can. And I think people get scared to do that. But listen, the whole thing, the self-love, the ultimate self-love is setting healthy boundaries. And that might mean firing your upline. Just because you signed up under this person doesn't mean you have to report to them. They're not your boss. They're just
Yeah,
your
they're not signing your paycheck. They're not sending you a commission.
No, they're not your boss. And so you have to remember that. And so I've worked with other people in other companies that I'm like, oh, they have great ideas. And then you become friendly with them, and they can help you to have a better attitude about your business. You have to learn how to be creative. And so that's why it doesn't really matter what business you're doing. Try to find those relationships that aren't toxic, that are really mutually respectful, so that you can have a good relationship. I know when I worked with you, Denise, even though we're doing the same company or whatever, but we've always had we've collaborated on so many different things because we get along, we have a mutual respect. And so we've been able to collaborate on you giving tips to my people. And you know what I mean? We've shared lots of information with each other. And because there's enough for everyone in this world. That's the
Yes,
thing. There's
that's
enough
the true abundance right there, is that
for all of us to win. There's
yeah,
enough for all of us to win.
all we have to do is do the work.
There you go.
So what are some tips that you can give us on, besides firing our upline or getting rid of those, setting those healthy boundaries? What other things can we do to help us not dwell
Yeah.
on that relationship or the loss of it? Because there's going to be some grief, I'm
Oh, for
sure.
sure. Yeah, there is, but you have to really put yourself first, and that sounds kind of selfish in a way, but it is. But in a way, it's self-preservation. We have to make sure that we are being we have to be our own advocate and really sit and say to ourselves, is this relationship that I'm having with this person, even if it's a business relationship, is it healthy? Does it stress me out when I have to participate with that person in activities? And so there might be a little bit of grief, and there might be feelings of like, oh, I didn't choose the right upline, or I didn't choose the right mentor. I didn't choose the right company. Whatever your feelings are, that's okay. You be honest with yourself. But then try to find those things out there that will help build you up and make you excited about doing your business again. Maybe finding some classes you like, talk to other people, talk to some other people, make true and real connections.
Yes.
We can do that even online. There's no reason to be the hey girl, there's no reason to be that girl because
I'm sorry. I Hey girl. No.
you know no, it's true. I mean, we don't have to be the hey girl. We can be we can do so many other things and find real true connections. I have true connections with people I have never met in real life. And so those people are the people I can say, how are you doing your business? Who are you working with that you really enjoy? Who are you listening to on a podcast? Who are you listening to on YouTube that helps you build up your self-esteem? When you are working on your self-esteem and you are really in a healthy place, okay, so it takes a lot of time, self-love, you won't put up with being in a toxic relationship. I don't care how um big of a person. I'm saying like a really high up person in a company or whatever. I don't care how big a person is. If you can't be nice to people, you have no place in my life because I don't need to make money that bad for you to treat me like garbage. I will shift to other people. You're going to find better places when you are choosing what's best for you. So I hope that
Yes.
helps.
And actively seeking those is
Yes.
important because you can't just sit around and wait for them to come to you. You've got to go out and ask the questions and
Yes.
basically what do we call it? We call it vetting the next friend.
There you go. And it's so true. And this may seem odd, but I have done this so many times and it has not backfired on me. So I'm going to keep doing it. When I was in an event, when I was doing my social selling, when I was in an event, I loved the way somebody did their posts. I messaged this person, I did not know them from Adam, and I messaged them and I said, "Oh my God, your posts are spectacular. I want to copy everything." And they said, "Oh, girl, this is how I'm doing it." And do you know, she just gave me, you know what I mean? Like she just told me. Now, did I copy her exactly? No. But what I did was I actually still have a relationship with this person because I said, I love what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with saying that. And that's how easy it is to start building a relationship. Not going, hey, girl,
Exactly.
want to post something on your Facebook for me? No. But it's that I love what you're doing. Even if she was in a different company, who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, use your imagination. I was like, I love how you're doing this. And she's like, yeah, I just talked to my person this way. And so I learned something. I learned something new. Be open to learning from those people. Look for those people who are doing things better than you are, and then ask them. The people who can be in a mutually respectful relationship with you will offer you information and say, well, this is how I'm doing it. This is how you can do it too, because there's enough for all of us to win.
Exactly. Exactly. I tell people all the time, everything you need to know today you learned in kindergarten. Oh, I love your shoes. Your hair's really pretty. Oh, where'd you get that lip color?
It's so
Look
true.
at your earrings.
I am telling you, it's so true. Because we don't get enough of that. And so for me to say, like, you are like the cutest thing, and I'm freaking love your videos. And what did that do to her? She was like, well, thank you. You know what I mean? Yes, exactly. And I was serious. And there was just something about it. So when something stands out to you, what's wrong with saying it? There's nothing wrong with saying it.
Nothing.
There's nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Please tell everybody.
But I think we have all experienced enough of those toxic relationships where you get kind of scared, like, why is she telling me she thinks I'm pretty or whatever? Like,
And
why?
yeah, when you start second guessing somebody, that's that. Stop doing that, please.
You're like,
Take
why?
the compliment, accept it, let it fill your love tank, And, that to me is like when somebody says, "Oh my gosh, I learned so much from you from that training." I'm like, "Really? Thank you. I'm so glad you got value out of it."
Yes.
And
You
then
know,
I'm like, "Oh, my heart just starts pitter pattering and I want to do more for them."
well, exactly. And I mean, of course we can all be suspicious, right? But that just comes from our own past trauma. So just know that, you know,
Yeah, that's
like,
it's past trauma and it's a human nature that we all need to like drop at the door.
no, seriously. Because if that's how you're going to fight now, you're not going to be 100% on everybody, and maybe your radar is going to be a little bit off on finding those non-toxic people, but that's okay because live and learn. And that's the thing is it's still a good thing to spread, the love in the world. And that's how you can really learn from each other. And it's really going to affect your business because you get so excited to be participating in something that's so positive and with other people. And don't be afraid when you find a good partnership to partner with somebody and find a way to do things together. So, and Denise and I have done stuff together, even if it's a different company. Find people like who could in your whatever you're selling. Does somebody sell something like if you sell clothes? Can you find somebody who sells jewelry and put those together and and then you guys do a live about it? Like be creative and show the world what it looks like to have healthy relationships.
Collaboration is wonderful.
Yeah. If you can find
Yeah.
the right people, yes, because that's the thing. You want it to be a mutually respectful situation, and
So
you'll find those people because when you're giving, but they're not giving anything back, then that's not your person. Just look for those people that are doing the give and take with you.
great, 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 great information. I am so excited that you have been here with us today. So, what else can you tell us? Like, how important, how soon, once you start realizing that there's toxicity in a relationship,
Yeah.
how soon, how long do you stay? How soon do you leave?
Well, it's different for everybody. And so you really have to decide, how sick it's making you. Listen to your body because your body
Yeah.
will tell you how you feel every time you interact with that person, or if there's multiple people, those kinds of things. So there's no hard and fast rule of when to leave, how to leave, but just really be honest with yourself. Maybe even do something rudimentary like make a pros and cons list. Like, what are the pros with being with this person? Listen to how your body feels when you go into a meeting with this person or you have to have an interaction. And if you feel sick to your stomach, again, like those things we talked about, anxious, all those things, maybe it's not worth it to stay. Even if you've paid money to be in a relationship with them or you are taking a course from them, it might not be worth it to stay if it's making you sick. There's other things out there, and it might be time for you to expand your network so that you can learn from other people.
Oh, I love that. Expand your network. That's a good, good, good phrase.
Yeah.
So, is it important for us to understand that anything that we got from that relationship is like a college education? You paid for it, it's yours now, right?
Right, exactly. And so you're going to use all this information in your life, but you don't necessarily have to I don't have to keep interacting with that professor from the college education, right? I'm just going to I say this, somebody told me it's from AA. I don't know, that take what you need, leave the rest. So even
Yep.
when I'm doing my podcast and I'm talking about something maybe that doesn't relate to your situation, take that little nugget that you hear and then leave the rest. So what the things you've learned, of course, you're allowed to move forward with them, like, and use them in your business, in your life. They're
How you see fit, basically.
Yes, I mean seriously, there are limits, of course. Like if you are, if you, of course, if you're in a course that you paid money to be in, and then they're saying don't teach my course. I totally get that concept, but there's nothing wrong with me saying, oh, Denise, I learned this thing. Instead of posting the way you did, maybe you can post this way and try these words instead. Like that's, I don't know. To me, changing a few words to help a friend, I don't feel like that's proprietary. You know what I mean? Like I feel
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know all that stuff.
Well, we won't get into that.
No, you
But
can
that's not for the scope of this conversation.
that's all for now.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, well, I truly appreciate you joining us today and giving us this information. Do you have any parting thoughts that you would like to share with us?
I just feel like just remember to choose yourself and what's best for you, not what others are saying is best for you. So, but that takes time and it takes self love. And so, work on yourself, work on loving yourself. And, easy ways to do that are putting some post it notes in your bathroom with some inspiring quotes and scriptures that really speak to you, that say like I'm really smart or I'm beautiful or whatever it is you're struggling with. Make sure you don't do the I'm not this, because your brain reads the not. So make sure you just, it may feel simple and maybe like it wouldn't work for you, but don't knock it till you try it. I have post-its all over my mirror. I got a really
I've
cute,
seen your post-its.
yeah, and I have a really cute card that I got from the dentist or something, and it had some great quote on it. I cut it out, stuck it on the mirror because
It's
anything,
okay.
yeah, if it feels good to you, tape it on your mirror. And I like to do it on the inside of my medicine cabinet because it's kind of private. If I don't live with anybody else, but just kind of private, and so it just inspire yourself in different ways. If you read a scripture that you're like, God, it just really motivated me to stick it on a card and stick it on your mirror. Keep working on your self-love, because when you are choosing what's best for you, you won't allow toxic relationships to happen. You won't allow those energy vampires, is what I call them. You won't
Oh, that's a good word, good phrase for that. So
not
it's
allow.
okay for some people are probably going to think that you're being selfish, but you're really not.
Well, and
You're
it does
being
feel
you're being a little selfish now
in a
so that
healthy way.
you can be selfless in the
Yes.
future.
You know,
Got to take care of you. Fill your love tank. That's how
well,
I
that's
said
the
it.
thing. You can't pour from an empty cup. And so we have been taught, at least we might be similar in age. We've been taught that you got to put everybody else ahead of us, ahead of you. You got to put everybody else first. Well, what it's doing is causing people to be resentful. I walked around bitter and resentful for a long time. Now, I love taking care of other people, serving other people, but I'm doing it from a place of I'm full and I'm going to pour out to you. So we have to take care of ourselves first, or we're just nothing. We're going to, if we are empty, we're going to be pouring out on empty. That's nothing. That's terrible. So be thinking of yourself first, because when you are clear headed about what you want, it's sort of like when you're creating your target market, right? When you are looking at your target market, your avatar, we'll call her your avatar. When you're looking at her, your perfect customer, um, if you're thinking about her, we have to think about how can I serve her, right? But
Yes.
we can't serve those people. We can't serve those people if we are completely empty. So you have to be full to do that.
You are absolutely correct in
Yeah.
everything that you've said today. So, where can we find more of you?
You can find me on that's where I'm at podcast.com. And on all the socials on that's where I'm at podcasts. And that's what I'm doing now. I decided to give up my social selling and just do my podcast for now. And so I'm talking about toxic relationships and awareness and loving yourself. So I hope you guys will tune in and connect with me on all the socials. That's where I'm at podcast.
All the socials. I love that.
All the socials.
Oh. LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Reels, you name it. She's done it and doing it, ladies.
I'm on Twitter, which is X now, but I'm not on that, but I'm on everything else. I'm on everywhere else. Yeah.
Well, you just keep tweeting the word, baby girl. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me on today. I think this is important for us to talk about, loving ourselves. It makes a big difference for everything that we do. So thank you for letting me share.
It truly does, because I'm with you. The empty cup, once it's gone, there's nothing else. So, I mean, if you don't put something in the gas tank for yourself,
right,
how are you going to go?
But you got to put the right gas. You can't just
don't put diesel in a regular engine.
Right.
And don't put regular gas in a diesel engine, because that's even worse.
That's the thing. Just because we're filling it up, filling our cup, doesn't mean we're filling it with the right stuff.
Absolutely.
Remember what you're going to give out. Remember who you want to serve, and then love yourself first, so that you can be healthy enough to move forward and serve those people.
I love it. I love it. And I love you, my sister.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Anything else you feel like we need to know?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
I think so too. I'm at the end of my notes of questions I had for you. So thank you again for joining us. I'm not going to spend the 20 minutes I normally spend saying goodbye.
I do the same thing. When I'm recording my podcast, I go, is there anything else? And then we end up talking for 15 more minutes.
Right. Yeah. You say goodbye at the door, you walk them to the car, you say goodbye halfway there, you get them in the car, you say goodbye again. There's no need for all of that. So, and I know that you're busy, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to do this today.
I guess the only thing I would say is, if anything resonated with you, just go ahead and make a post and or comment below, and Denise and I will talk to you, because we just really appreciate it.
Because that's what we do. We talk.
That's what we do. Thanks, Denise.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and we will talk soon.
Okay, bye.